everyone, how are we today? Just doing an all signs reading. Today we're doing a no contact reading, so the person that you're not currently in contact with. Keeping in mind that when I do the no contact, this is somebody that you probably do want to have contact with and are just currently not in contact. They're kind of timeless as well, so no specific time frame on how long it's been since you've been in contact with this person. But I do sort of like to read for, within mind that you would actually like to be in contact with this person. So it's not necessarily, love as such. It can be family, friends, all those sorts of things as well. Just kind of see whatever comes out for your collective sign. Obviously, always more than welcome to check your other placements as well. But I will let everyone know that if we leave a comment on one of my videos, you will go in the draw for a free personal reading. I'll be drawing that when we do hit the first 100 subscribers. So we're getting super close. So make sure you do like and subscribe to the channel as well. I do really appreciate every single person that has subscribed so far. Thank you so much for your support. Today we're going to be using the Slavic folklore lenormand, and I do have the Hidden Truth Oracle as well. Okay, see what's going on under the surface with that no contact situation. All right, so as always, I will be taking timestamps for everybody as well. So starting off with Aries. How are we today, Aries? Just looking at the person that you are not currently in contact with, Aries. What's going on with the person that Aries is not currently in contact with? Okay, and near future between Aries and the person that they are not in contact with. Will there be contact soon? Okay, so Aries, this person that you are not currently in contact with, they are currently focused on their self-growth. We do have the tree coming out firstly for them, and so they are very muchly focused on their own personal growth, their own education, even for some of them. I do feel, they may be just sort of busy focusing on school or study, those sorts of things. But overall, I do feel as though this is sort of them focusing on, their own family, their own self, the things going on in their direct, life to life, day-to-day life, I should say. So it really is them just sort of growing and trying to, take some self-care, and really sort of focus on themselves at this time. We do also have the star for this person as well. So they're really focused on their true wishes and their true desires at this time. So, whatever those true desires that they have, they're really focused on growing, themselves to better match their true wishes and desires. Okay, this is all about wish fulfillment. This person may, have some, deep-seated desires that, are starting to sort of show themselves into this person's reality. So, I do feel as though this person is really just focusing on, making all their wishes come true, especially when it comes to, the things that they do wish for within their own self. Okay. Now, when it comes to, the near future between you and this person, and will they sort of reach out? I am sort of seeing a bit of a clear answer here, being that it's very unlikely that they will reach out. We do have the mouse, okay, so that usually is a past energy that focuses on the loss, I should say. I don't know what's going on with my words today, Aries. Sorry about that. So, they are just seeing this connection with you as something that is now lost. It is a loss that they have taken on, and sort of, like I said, with that growth card, they're just trying to focus on the future and the steps forward. At this time, they have kind of accepted, that this connection has ended between you guys. it may still sort of eat away at them a little bit in the back of their mind, you know, the whole idea of how could I have done things differently, all those sorts of things. It does feel as though, you know, with the mouse card, a lot of the time we do see that they probably still do think about this quite a lot, but they're kind of, you know, accepting that it's done with and over with. This is a past energy, okay? So it'd be more looking back at the past and what, you know, could have been, but is not. You know, they have kind of accepted that this is a loss that they have sort of moving on from. All right. Although, you know, with that wishes card in their energy when we're doing this reading, you know, they may still wish for something, some sort of contact between the two of you, but I don't feel as though they themselves are going to be taking any action towards that. They've kind of just, their actions are currently to sort of accept the loss and to be quite overprotective of themselves. We do also have the bear energy there, so sometimes this can represent a Capricorn or a Leo. We do have with the stars there, sometimes that can represent an Aquarius. But we do sort of see that with the bear energy, as you can see in this particular deck, it's kind of that bear huddled over the figure, you know, keeping them safe and protected. So they really are sort of guarded against letting themselves allow that hurt in. The mouse does, you know, carry with that loss a sense of, you know, grief and mourning that they, you know, they feel as if they've lost something or it's been taken from them. And so they're really kind of protecting themselves against that hurt. So I do feel it's very unlikely that this person will reach out. They are just very focused on their self-care and protecting themselves at this stage. But we'll have a look at the sort of hidden truth with this person as well. Okay. Aries and the person that they are not in contact with, please. Aries and the person that they are not in contact with. Yeah, so we do actually straight away see a reference to wish. I wish, you know, we did see that in their energy. I wish I could share my good news with you, Aries. So they do wish for some contact between you, but they feel for some reason as though that they cannot share their good news with you, even if that's just, like I said, that day-to-day life sort of stuff. You know, they feel as though they can't share with you. They can't contact you and sort of let you in with that bear energy. They feel as though, you know, they need to stay guarded and distant from this connection. But we are seeing that, you know, there is that underlying wish, you know, that there was contact and they were able to share with you. They just feel as though they can't. All right. And I want to be more than friends. So once again, that's very similar to that wish energy. I want energy to be more than friends. So, you know, they do have this underlying desire to, you know, have a connection with you, but pardon. Sorry, Aries. But obviously they feel for some reason that they, you know, they can't follow through on that wish, that desire to, you know, be more than friends with you or you know, share good news with you. So I don't feel as though that will be coming into contact with that person in the near future. Okay, you know, you're more than well, if you are wanting contact with this person, I would actually suggest, you know, checking their placements, because, you know, seeing if that way maybe you could reach out to this person. It looks as though they are not going to be taking any action, but, you know, you can always sort of look at the reverse of that and see if, you know, what would sort of happen if you took some sort of action toward them, if that's going to be sort of welcomed or not. All right there, Aries, or obviously check your other important placements as well. Okay, so moving on to Taurus. How are we today, Taurus? Just looking at the person that you are not currently in contact with. Taurus and the person that they are not currently in contact with, please. What's going on with this person? Okay, and the person Taurus is not currently in contact with. Can we please see the new future for Taurus and the person they are not currently in contact with? Will they be contacting Taurus? Okay, so this person's energy, we do see them with the dog as, oh, sorry, the wolf in this deck, which is the dog in the traditional decks, as well as the mouse energy there, okay, or the rodent as it is in this deck. So they do have a lot of, insecurities and worries about this, you know, I feel that for a lot of you, this may be a friendship that we're looking at, that we're not currently in contact with, and this person is feeling the loss of that friendship. They're feeling the loss of the loyalty, the support, the companionship, within this connection. So they are definitely, it is still kind of on their energy that they do feel, the loss of this connection. It probably eats away at them a little bit that they have lost this connection. So their energy there. But we are also seeing when it comes to, the near future with this connection and as to whether they will or will not be reaching out. It's a very interesting message. I do feel as though for some of you they will be reaching out, but not for everyone within the collective. And it's going to come down to timing as well, I feel. We do firstly have the grave, which is traditionally the coffin. Okay, so that's really that sadness, that mourning, this loss. I do feel as though they are currently kind of in this energy, so that's why I'm saying timing may be an important factor here. It's going to take them a little bit more time to, get through this particular energy. The coffin really does bring to mind too that every death is a brand new beginning, which is compounded here with that phoenix, the bird card there, which, it can talk about conversations. There is also that mention of, grief and worry in the distance with this as well. So, that even though we do see that phoenix, so there is the potential for a new beginning within this connection, coming from this person. But I feel as though for a lot of you that's going to take quite a bit of time because, even though death does bring new beginnings and the phoenix will rise from the ashes, I feel that by the time that happens, you both may be in different areas by then, and they may take that energy for that new beginning, may actually go into something different for you both. I feel there, Taurus, because we are looking at, I'm feeling a strong sense of, time coming through with this. So it's sort of nothing going to be sort of happening in the near future with this particular person. I don't feel they are just still sort of focused on mourning this connection, and the loss of this connection is sort of, they're still, in that death period. They haven't actually, started to turn that into a rebirth yet. Even though the rebirth is definitely possible, since we do have, the rebirth in the coffin energy, as well as that phoenix rebirth rising from the ashes, so to speak. So, it's a bit unclear that how long this might take for this rebirth to, it's going to be different for everyone within the collective as well. And like I said, for some of you, that rebirth is actually going to happen in a different way than coming back together. It's going to be sort of rebirth into different energy elsewhere. So that's something that, energy does change and flow all the time. Time is fluid as well. So it's kind of one of those wait and see kind of things, I feel, there, Taurus. But, if you do want to resurrect this connection, there definitely is the possibility for it to, be resurrected. It's just, going to come down to how willing you both are to put in the work. I feel as though that's going to be a both sort of thing, both having to, put that energy into putting that new energy, rebirthing the connection energy in a, a joint sort of fashion, rather than just one of you trying to rebirth this connection. All right, so the hidden truth to this connection for Taurus, please. The hidden truth of this connection for Taurus, please. Okay, so I want to be more than friends. Okay, so they we do have, like I said initially, they are in that energy of, really missing that friendship aspect, that loyalty, that support, but they do want more than that. They do want, maybe that's partly why this is a no contact situation, because, there was, just a depth missing from that friendship. I feel, there may just have been friendship, but they're just wanting a deeper level of support and companionship. This may even be you, and like I said, I feel as though this is something to do with a deeper level of friendship. So there, one or both of you is just maybe feeling that there wasn't that equal give and take, and one of you was receiving more loyalty and support than the other, and so we're sort of wanting a bit more than what existed before. We're wanting more than what existed in the past. So if we do rebirth, reignite this connection, it does need to be on a bit of a deeper level, a deeper connection than whatever existed initially. All right. I bury myself in work to forget you. So, they are trying to keep busy and just avoid thinking about this at the moment, even with that mouse there, because the mouse does talk about them sort of having it sort of eating away at the back of their mind. So they are really trying to distract themselves from that, because it does sort of eat away at them a little bit. I am getting just the sensation of guilt as well. So whoever the person was that wasn't giving as much as they were taking, they do have a little bit of guilt about that, and they are aware that there was a little bit of inequality within that connection initially as well. All right, but that's what I have for you today, Taurus. As always, more than welcome to check your other placements. But moving on to our Geminis. How are we today, Gemini? Just looking at the person that you are not currently in contact with. Gemini and the person they are not currently in contact with. This person's energy, please. Okay, and near future. This person that Gemini is not in contact with. The near future. Will they reach out to Gemini? Okay, so this person's energy, Gemini, we do have the club and the fox there. Okay, so this person's in a lot of, tension. They're kind of fighting with themselves at this moment. The club really is about, conflict and opposition, and just drama, and creating that tension within themselves and anxiety within themselves. So I feel as though they're maybe not in the best place at this current time, especially with that fox energy there as well, because that kind of does compound, this fighting with themselves kind of thing, beating themselves up about the past, but they're trying to kind of trick themselves into not feeling this. Is what I'm feeling from that fox energy. They're trying to sort of trick themselves and just think that they're being really clever, but they're actually like they're trying to trick themselves into thinking that they're not in as much turmoil about this as what they actually are. The fox, it does have a bit of cautionary tale to it. It does sort of speak of someone who's acting quite independently and only sort of trying to, look out for their own survival at this sort of time. Very focused on themselves, not necessarily in a positive way. Like I said, that whatever they're doing at the moment, it can sometimes talk about having a bit of player energy. So they may be sort of engaging in that sort of stuff just to avoid fighting with themselves and avoid facing this tension that they have within themselves. So I unfortunately, I don't think this person's actually in the best place at this time. Now, when it comes to the near future, we do firstly have the bear energy. Okay, so they're quite, I feel, defensive about letting people get too close to them at the moment. They're very guarded, and it's a very strong, powerful energy. And with the club there in their energy as well, I do kind of feel as though there is, defensive to the point of aggressive, kind of like, really forcing people away from them at this time. We do also see the book energy. All right, so kind of like the unknown factor with this connection. There's this real unknown factor coming through with this book energy. I do feel as though that is actually just sort of letting me know that it's this person is so guarded and defensive against, they're trying to say that it's like, oh, I don't have any drama about this ending, but they do. And this defensive energy of, they're trying to protect themselves at the end of the day. They are just trying to protect themselves, but it's kind of like them, they're blocking, letting me know one way or another whether they're going to reach out, because this is really coming, it can talk about a few other things, but it's really just coming through as the unknown factor right here. So it's really like they're blocking me from seeing whether that, what their next plan is, anything like that. They're so busy fighting with themselves that I don't think they even know themselves if they plan on trying to fix this or anything like that. They're just so guarded at the moment. They're just like I said, I don't feel as though they're in the best place at the moment. So it's one of them things where, you can obviously check your other placements or this person's placements, but they are quite guarded at the moment and don't sort of want to let anyone near them, and let anyone, even themselves, they don't want to let anyone near their true feelings, because then they would have to face the fact that, hang on, they are sort of in a bit of tension and conflict within themselves when it comes to how they're feeling about this. All right, but we'll have a look at their hidden truth. Gemini and the person that they are not currently in contact with. Yeah, sometimes I stay awake thinking about you, Gemini. So they are still, it's heavy on their mind, and they just don't know how to deal with it, to the point where it's, keeping them up at night. And once again, that can be a very, anxiety, tension kind of ridden card, I feel. I look for you everywhere. So they're still sort of, seeing your face in every puddle. They're seeing signs of you everywhere, and they they are sort of looking for you, but they're sort of very, very guarded, and they don't know what they would do if they saw you. So it's kind of that vibe of, that there is a part of them hoping to sort of see you, for sure, but I feel like they don't know what would happen, how to deal with that. It would just be one of them unknown factors once again. Okay, Gemini. So yeah, it's this person's energy, it's a bit rough at the moment. So maybe time would be a good suggestion with that person. Okay, so moving on to our Cancers. How are we today, Cancer? Just looking at the person you are not currently in contact with. Cancer and the person you are not currently in contact with. What's going on with this person Cancer is not in contact with? Okay, and near future with Cancer and this person they're not in contact with. Will they be reaching out to our Cancers? Okay, so this person's energy, Cancer, we do have the cross as well as the letter. Okay, so this person, they definitely do want communication with that letter showing itself. They do kind of feel with the cross there, they do kind of feel as though there is this destined communication that will sort of happen eventually between you and them. That's their sort of energy. But this particular cross in this deck, it does talk very heavily about, a cross to bear, carrying a burden, having a strong conviction that, that it's destined, that you guys will talk at some point. The letter really does talk about all sorts of communication, talking in person, online, texting, emailing, or anything you can sort of think of that is communicative. That's what that's about. It may even be a billboard posted on the side of the road for you to see. But they are suffering a bit with this cross energy. They do sort of it's kind of really hurting them that there's no communication. And that's their sort of burden, that there's no communication. But they do have faith that communication will occur again at some point. But this particular cross energy, he is kind of very burdened by destiny, I suppose, is an interesting way to put it. But it's like even though they know communication is sort of inevitable, it's still burdening them right now that there's none. Okay, so it's very interesting energy, that one. But okay, Cancer, what we are actually seeing with the near future, and the potential of this person reaching out, there is a chance that they may reach out to you, because we do have the Sun here, with the Fox energy. But the interesting thing is, if they were to reach out to you, there's going to be a bit of a weird energy about that. Okay, that's what I'm getting with this energy here. They're going to be trying, if they were to reach out to you, it's going to be in a very cunning kind of manner. They're going to try to be really smart about the way that they reach out to you. They may be revealing some things to you, bringing some things to light. It may be sort of just bringing to light this trickster sort of nature that they've got going on. It may be bringing to light the fact that they're only interested in serving themselves. The Fox energy is a very focusing on, self-survival, focusing on self, focusing on saying whatever they think you want to hear. It can also be a bit of a player energy, so that also could be something that's coming to light in the near future about this person, that that there may have been a lot more people on the table than you even were aware of, because the Sun really does bring things to light. So even though there is that element, a strong element of happiness within this Sun card, because the Fox is there, it's kind of negating a little bit of that happy factor. Although, it's a very rough one. It's very, I feel, what I'm kind of feeling intuitively here is that if this person reaches out to you, that you, be very careful, that they're trying to be very cunning about the way they're communicating with you. I feel as though you would have much more of a happy outcome if you were the one to reach out to them. Even though that's not what I'm asking today, I'm trying to avoid asking that. Obviously you might want to check this person's placements and see what comes out in their section. But I am just intuitively feeling that if you were to reach out to them, you're more likely to see the sunshine side of things, the happy side of things, where, catching them unawares, I want to say. If you were to catch this person unawares, you're going to get a much more honest, truthful sort of version of them than if you allow it to be them reaching out to you, where they've, had time to carefully craft and plan what they want to say to you, or what they want to reveal to you. So I do feel as though, catching this person unawares would actually be, the happiest outcome, because they are just being very, very clever about the way that they're wording themselves and coming towards you, if they do come towards you. Like I said, it's not clearly yes or no. I'm not sure that they've even crafted that decision yet as to whether they are going to reach out or not. All right, but Cancer and the person they're not in contact with. Hidden truth. Okay, Cancer, and the person they are not in contact with, please. Okay, so, I can see, we did sort of see that their energy is that they feel that communication is inevitable, and they, they do have this strong sense of destiny rolling around in their energy as well when it comes to this connection. And this is probably why, because they do love you, Cancer. There is a lot of love coming from this person, but I feel like maybe that's what they're trying to be careful not to reveal too much of their true feelings towards you, with that Fox energy as well. They kind of feel as though they have to hold back and not be actually completely honest with you, because once again, just intuitively they feel as though that if they tell you that they love you, that that's going to actually scare you or push you away. That's kind of revealing too much of the truth, and they're not going to do that. All right. I am grateful for the spiritual lesson. Okay, so we are seeing someone here that has probably grown a fair bit, and maybe that's partly why they are being really carefully, strategic about the way that they want to come towards you, because they have grown, and they know, I feel like they know you well enough to know that if they come towards you in a certain manner, that things will go a way that they don't want them to go. So I'm just getting someone very, very planning. They're planning and planning and trying to think through all the scenarios, Cancer. So like I said, I feel as though the best bet, if you want the full truth and honesty from that person, I feel as though the best bet would be catching them unawares, all right, but without not allowing them that time to, carefully craft their responses to you. So once again, that's sort of, don't, things like texting and writing letters and online, it's giving someone that opportunity to, carefully craft what they're saying. Whereas if you catch them in, face to face or on the telephone, you're going to catch the truth a lot easier than, with it, they're just going to, like, without actually being able to think through what they're going to say first. All right. So very interesting energy there, Cancer. All right. But moving on to our Leos. How are we today, Leo? I'm just looking today at the person that you are not currently in contact with. Leo and the person they are not currently in contact with. What's going on with this person? And the near future between Leo and this person that they are not currently in contact with. Will this person be reaching out to Leo? Okay, so I'm getting a very interesting message here for you, Leo. I do have the snake and the tree in this person's energy, all right, and so you can kind of see both of these images are very, very similar, with that tree energy there. So the tree is all about self-growth, but with the snake energy there, the snake can talk quite a lot about deception and their desire and ambition. So I am kind of getting, because it's coming through with the snake wrapped around the tree, and we've got the tree as well. This person is currently sort of deceiving themselves about how much they've grown. They're trying to say, like, this is just what I'm getting, Leo. I'm sorry if that's not what you want to hear, but they're kind of coming through saying, "Oh, I'm really mature now. I've grown a lot. I've transformed. I'm a totally different person now." But like with that snake energy there, like that's what they desire would be the truth. But and they're going to act very passionately about, "Oh, I've done so much work to, focus on myself." But it's coming through as kind of selfish, and that they're deceiving themselves a little bit about this, and how much they have actually grown. So it's like someone that's saying, it's like someone saying, "Oh, I've grown 10 centimeters," but really they've only grown 5, and they're kind of exaggerating. So it's kind of, I'm not saying that they haven't grown, because, we always do see some sort of self growth, but I do feel as though it's not so much growth as taking care of themselves, all right? They feel as though taking care of themselves means that they've matured and they've grown. So, like I said, some deception there. Pardon me, by the way. So a bit of deception coming through from this person. They are being a little bit of that, a little bit snaky sort of vibe, where they are sort of just trying to tempt themselves into believing something is fully manifesting as this growth, when it may only be just a small amount of growth. It's just, it's a very, like, very complex message, but That's what I'm getting. So I don't really like to talk negatively about people, but, I do feel as though this person is deceiving themselves a little bit about how much they have grown and matured from this situation. Now, when it comes to, the current energy, the near future energy, will this person reach out? There is a high chance that they will reach out. We do have the heart there, as well as the tower. So once again, I'm getting this weird energy off this person. So it's kind of that vibe of, that of someone coming towards you just to tell you how much they used to love you, not to really focus on the future, but to focus on the past. So they're coming through saying, I've grown so much and I loved you so much that, maybe we need to take a second look at this connection, but they're still focusing on all the past stuff, and they're focusing on themselves, because we do sort of see with the tower, it does talk about solitude. So once again, they're focused on their own heart space. They're not sort of focused on you, at all, which kind of is weird, because, if you wanted to come into contact with someone and rebuild a heart space energy, it needs to be that equal give and take of love, right? Not just they caring about their love and their heart and how big their heart is and how loving they are. So it feels like someone coming in saying, oh, it's okay, Leo, I'm willing to give you a chance again. But it's kind of like negating their own responsibilities when it comes to, but is Leo willing to give you a chance? Like, it's kind of, I'm just getting I am getting a bit of a selfish vibe coming through off this person, that they only care about their own heart. Um, and they're still very focused on themselves and the past. And I've taken all the time I need to myself. Now it's time for us to be together again. But it's like, it's coming through as very not even listening to Leo's perspective. I'm not sensing Leo's energy in this. I'm only sensing this other person. All right, which, as always, you can check your other placements, Leo, or you can check this person's placements and see what sort of comes out there. But they are just very focused on themselves, I feel. And if they were to reach out to you, that just be wary that they are, make sure you ask them questions like, and how do you feel about my feelings? And how do you feel about what I want? So make sure they're taking you on board with the situation as well, and not just telling you, I've grown, I've changed, I love, I'm this, I'm that. I'm just getting that vibe of someone who's just I, and they're not saying, how are you, Leo? Okay, that flew out there. I lost myself for a little while. So, this is you, Leo. This is you finally showing yourself. You lost yourself. I hadn't even sort of asked these cards for anything yet, but Leo, you wanted to jump out and tell me that you lost yourself in this person, and that's why you're not coming through. Your energy's not coming through. It's this other person's energy. Their energy is just, it pushes yours down, and I hate saying this, but I don't like it. And this person's energy, I don't like it for you, Leo, because where are you? You have to basically yell and throw things to be heard, and you lose yourself when this person is around, I kind of feel. But I'll have a look at the hidden truth, from this person, please. Yeah, just being near you is intoxicating, Leo. The interesting thing, in light of the energy that we have seen already, the interesting thing about the word intoxicating is that it does have the word toxic in it. Okay, so being around you is intoxicating for this person. It's like a drug to this person, and it makes them feel better about themselves. It's toxic. I'm sorry, Leo. It's toxic. I'm sorry if you want to, be in contact with this person, but I am getting a bit of a, this person being very self-centered kind of vibe coming through, and I can't deny that it's quite strong, and their energy is very strong, and it's overpowering your energy completely, Leo. And then I left you before you could leave me. All right. So even if you physically were the one to make this a no contact situation, there was something that this person, that they really did sort of energetically leave you, or leave you in the dust, leave you behind, leave thought of you below them, is the vibe I'm getting there. It's coming from their, like, it does explain that, it is coming from their own self-value, their own self-worth, their own fear that you were going to leave them anyway, kind of a vibe. But so this, focusing on themselves. Once again, though, I left before you could leave me. So it's all about this person's needs, and they were worried that, like I said, it doesn't matter who stopped the contact with this person. They were energetically, they could sort of, even if it was you that sort of moved on from this person, that they could feel energetically, and they, there was a level of them only, them removing their energy as well, because they were like, they were very fearful, like coming from their own, like it does help explain where they're coming from in this negative sense, that they are very, I do feel as though this person does have quite a lot of, issues around their own self-value and self-worth, and that's maybe partly why they do act a lot of this way. But it's not coming through as a positive energy for you to be around, Leo. So, if you do want this person in your life, you really need to find a way to make yourself be heard, because this person, their voice is overpowering yours at this point. All right. So we'll move on to our Virgos. Hey Virgo, how are we today? Just looking at the person that you are not currently in contact with. Okay, Virgo, and the person they are not currently in contact with. What's going on with this person? Okay, and the person Virgo is not currently in contact with. Near future between Virgo and this person. Will this person be reaching out to Virgo? Okay, so Virgo, this particular person here, for their energy, we do have the bouquet, the flowers, as well as the fish. Okay, so that's a pretty straightforward message. Their energy at the moment, Virgo, they're focused on giving to other little fishies at the moment, Virgo. The fish is, it's about abundance and about a lot of. So when we do see this sort of a reading, it does come through as, that vibe of there's a lot of fish in the sea, and they're looking at those other fish and trying to, give to these other fish. Okay, so their energy on at the moment is about their own, their own pleasure, their own reward. They are focused on giving and receiving energy from other fish at this point, is kind of the vibe I do get from that energy. And when it comes to the near future with you and this person, and will they be reaching out, we do have the bear first and foremost. So this person is sort of on their guard at the moment. They're protecting themselves. When we do see the bear in this sort of a reading, we do get that vibe that, they have experienced a lot of hurt, and they're trying to avoid more hurt in the future. They're sort of just protecting themselves, and, they've got their boundaries up, their guard up, quite, keeping people at a distance from them emotionally. But we also do see the lily. All right, so the lily does talk about emotional intimacy. So they're really keeping their guard up against emotions and emotional intimacy with sort of anyone. So, that's why we're kind of getting that player vibe in their energy, I feel, because, they're focusing on that rather than letting anyone get too close to them emotionally. But the interesting thing is there is a vibe of long-term longevity within the lily as well. So, for some of you within the collective Virgo, they're going to have this guard up long term. But for others of you, long term, they may still have you in mind. All right. So it's a very, I'm getting it for, it's a mixed message. So half of the collective, this person is going to be, very emotionally guarded long term. But for some of you, they are sort of keeping you in the back of their mind long term. So we are sort of getting that vibe that, if this person were to reach out to you, that it would be a while away yet, like time frame wise. We're looking at a longer time, but long term they may sort of still kind of be attached to you and want that emotional intimacy with you once again, but at the moment they're guarded against that. So time is fluid, energy is fluid, so that could always change. But I don't see this person reaching out anytime soon. If they are to reach out, it's going to be long term, that get this out of their system, so to speak, at the moment, Virgo. But we'll have a look at the hidden truth. Okay, the hidden truth of this connection, please. Person Virgo is not in contact with. The hidden truth. Yeah, so they do love you unconditionally. That one, I love you unconditionally. So like I said, long term, they do still, hold a lot of feeling towards you and they do love you. But like I said, it's just sort of not coming through right now. And we do have so many things remind me of you. So once again, that's that energy of kind of hurt. Like everywhere I look, I can't get away from the idea of Virgo. It's still a bit hurtful. They're still just focusing on protecting themselves and finding pleasure in things that aren't emotionally able to get too close to them at this time. So look, you're more than welcome to check your other placements or this person's placements and see what comes out for that. But this particular person, Virgo, I don't feel as though anything's happening on that front anytime soon. All right, so moving on to our Libra. How are we today, Libra? Just making sure I've got your timestamp there. But we're looking at the person that you're not currently in contact with. Libra, the person Libra is not currently in contact with. What's going on with this person, please? Okay. And the near future with Libra and this person they're not in contact with, will they be reaching out to Libra? Just one more to clarify that message, please. Near future between Libra and the person they're not currently in contact with. Clarify, please. Okay, so this person's energy currently, they have the rider and the woman. Okay, so I don't like to genderize the masculine and feminine in these cards, but what we are seeing here is, with the rider, that's bringing good news to somebody. All right, so it feels as though their energy at the moment is focused on. I don't feel as though this is you, Libra. This is their energy is all about, them going towards emotions and going towards something that's very nurturing, trying to find, something nurturing. For some of them, it could be, it could actually be a feminine, like a mother figure, and they're just focused on, spending time with the mother figure, getting advice from a mother figure, that kind of a thing for some of you there. But majority of you there, this is them just trying to find, I feel like this is them, and they're trying to sort of find the good news for themselves, and they're trying to sort of maybe focus on some personal emotional healing at this time. Focus on nurturing themselves and sort of trying to bring that in quickly to themselves, I do feel. Now, with the near future with you and this person, we do have the mouse and the that's the fish energy, and I had that clarified by the garden. All right, so that's kind of letting us know this person that even though it sort of eats away at them, that they're not currently in contact with you, it is still on their mind a little bit there. They're feeling the loss. Okay, they do feel that as a loss, and it does sort of eat away at them. But this is a past energy, all right? So when we're asking about near future and then we see the past, it kind of gives us the vibe that, you know, this person has sort of put this in the past. They, even though it's still eating away at them quite heavily, I feel, you know, that they have put this in the past and they don't have any intentions to reach out at this stage, especially with the fish there and then clarified by the garden. The fish in this sort of reading does sort of mean other fish in the sea. So they're kind of really trying to focus on meeting other fish. The garden is all about social, you know, going out and about, spending time with friends and family, meeting new people, meeting up with friends, those sorts of things. And especially with the fish, they're really focusing on sort of meeting new people and having new people to sort of fill that gap, to fill that loss that they're feeling. They're trying to basically fill that gap that you have left in their life, you know, with other people. All right, so pretty straightforward, Libra. So but we'll have a look at the hidden truth of this person, Libra, and the person they are not in contact with. What's the hidden truth, Libra, and the person they are not currently in contact with, please? Yeah, I wish things could be different. Okay, so they may wish things could be different, but they're not taking any action to actually change anything, I don't feel. You know, they do still, you know, I'm feeling a sense of guilt comes through with that card as well. That, you know, that they feel as though their actions, reactions, behaviors, words could have been a lot different. They could have handled things differently. They could have held on to you in a way that they did not do. But you know, wishing that things could be different is not actually doing anything about it. And I'm starting to understand our connection as well. So, you know, they are sort of going through some growth and probably learning a little bit more about this connection that you did have with them. But it's once again, it's giving me that vibe of past energy that even though they're starting to understand this connection more, I am getting that that thing of, you know, people come into your life, sometimes it's just for a reason, and that is to learn a lesson. So it feels as though they're trying to just find the lesson rather than trying to rekindle anything. They're just trying to learn the lessons that they need to learn in order to move forward, you know, with by themselves. So sorry if that's not what you want to hear, but you know, you're always more than welcome to check your other placements or check this person's placements and see what comes out there. But for now, we'll move over to our Scorpios. How are we today, Scorpio? Just today we're looking at the person that you're not currently in contact with. Okay, Scorpio, just make sure I've got that timestamp correct for you there. Okay, Scorpio and the person they are not currently in contact with. What's going on with this person, please? Okay, and near future for Scorpio and this person that they are not currently in contact with. Will this person be reaching out to Scorpio? Near future, please. Okay, I'm getting that same card for a lot of people today. Okay, Scorpio, this person's energy, we do have the fish followed by the ship. Okay, so, you know, the fish is really the card of abundance, and the ship does talk about all your ships coming in. So it does feel as though this person is actually focused on you know, things other than this connection at this time. They're kind of, it does feel like they're more focused on their abundance and their wealth and finances, and you know, how to, you know, start new adventures in those arenas at this time. Sometimes this talk does talk about, you know, other fish in the sea, but I'm not getting that this time. It is just coming through as more financial issues that they're trying to sort of focus on at the moment. And with the ship here, they're kind of, you know, starting that journey where they're focusing on this rather than on this connection or any other connection. It does feel as though they are just sort of very, very focused on, you know, they may be traveling and those sorts of things, or have travel upcoming, or wanting to travel and trying to sort out the finances for that. But that's all they're sort of focused on at the moment. They're trying to get all their ducks in a row, so to speak, when it comes to, you know, finances and wealth and the abundance in their life, rather than connections. All right. And then when it comes to the near future with this person, we do have the bear as well as the wolf, which is the dog energy. All right. So this person is very, very protected against, you know, letting their emotions out, letting people get too close to them at the moment. With the bear energy, it does talk about someone who is very, very guarded and protecting themselves at this time. But it's a bit contradictory here with the dog card, the wolf card there, because it does feel as though with this wolf card, you know, I feel as though they want your support and they want your companionship and your friendship. You know, it feels like they're still quite loyal to this connection, even if you're not in contact with this person. So I'm going to go ahead and say that there is a chance that they will reach out, but they may reach out for advice or support. And then it may be up to sort of you to work from there to reestablish this connection with this person. But I am getting that, you know, that ultimately they do feel very loyal to this connection, and they do still, you know, have that connection is still kind of there for them. It's just whatever has led to the no contact, they are sort of trying to protect themselves and put up boundaries and stay strong, so to speak. But, you know, I do feel as though they may reach out, but it will be in that manner of, oh, I just need your support, or you know, like, I just need your friendship at this time. And they may not be, you know, fully on board with reestablishing the connection immediately. But I feel as though this is kind of that roundabout kind of way that they're going to come back in. So I am getting that they probably will, you know, reach out some point to you. But like I said, it's feeling like they're going to do it in a very self-protective way, still quite guarded emotionally, and like I said, focused on other things in their life at this time. You know, so it's feeling that if they do reach out to you, it may not be directly to do with you. It may be all about them, like, I need your help kind of a vibe. All right, the hidden truth. Scorpio and the person that they are not currently in contact with. What's the hidden truth here? Yeah, so I know I messed up everything. So they do have, you know, a lot of guilt over something that's happened between you guys in the past, that they feel like they messed up. They feel like, you know, they're at fault. Even if that's not the case, that's how they kind of feel, that they messed up everything. You know, they do still have a lot of loyalty to this connection. And so they may reach out to you to say sorry, to apologize, and to offer their support. So, you know, it's interesting, but I'm getting that majority of them are, it's going to be reaching out because I need your help. I know I messed up, but I need your help. Scorpio is kind of the vibe I'm getting with that. And I want to feel that way again. So, you know, when I was talking about that wolf card there, that they're still quite loyal. They want the support and friendship of this connection once again. They want to feel that support and that companionship with you once again. They want to feel that way again. But you know, I do feel as though it may just be they want that from you, but they may not be willing to give that in return as much. They're very protected against letting anyone too close. So it's sort of not letting me get too deep with that energy. It's sort of surface level energy. It's not sort of going too deep. Like I said, they're very focused on something else at the moment. You know, their finances or their career or just their general wealth. And you know, it's kind of like you helped them fill that gap of wanting, and they need that gap filled again. They just don't know how to approach it. They do still have a lot of loyalty towards you, and you know, coming from that dog card, that was going toward you as well. So it's very interesting though that they're I feel coming towards you in a kind of superficial way. But yeah, yeah, no, ultimate, I've just sort of drawn another card for you there. That's the bouquet. So that's all about giving and reciprocal energy. All right. So they, you know, long term, you know, it definitely has the potential to get back onto equal footing. I just feel as though it's the way that they're going to approach you, maybe, you know, a bit one sided. All right. But we move on to our Sagittarians. How are we today, Sagittarius? Just looking at the person that you are not currently in contact with. Sagittarius and the person that you are not currently in contact with. What's going on with this person? Okay, and Sagittarius, the person that you are not currently in contact with. Near future with this person you're not currently in contact with. Will they be reaching out to our Sagittarians? Okay, so this person that you're not currently in contact with, their energy is the ship and then the clouds. Okay, so they are really overthinking something at the moment, but I don't feel as though it's got to do with you directly, Sagittarius. With the ship there, the ship is all about, you know, starting new adventures, starting, you know, traveling. It can be, you know, physical travel. It can be, you know, a physical adventure that they may be starting, a new journey that they're going on with their life. But it's sort of put them in this cloud energy, which is all about overthinking. And you can kind of see that this image even has like a similar image to the ship sort of stuck in the clouds. So it's kind of like their judgment's very clouded at the moment. I do feel for a lot of them, they've got their head in the clouds, and they're really thinking that they can start all these new journeys, and it feels like they're over planning things and planning all these things that they can do, but I don't feel as though these things are necessarily realistic for this person. With that head in the clouds keeps coming through at me. You know, so it's like their judgment's a bit clouded at the moment. They may be someone who has a lot of self-doubt, you know, confusion within themselves. But it's definitely like they're planning all these grand plans, these brand new adventures I'm going to go on, but they're not thinking about it like logically and realistically. They're kind of overachieving their plans. It's like their head, they're in the clouds. They think they can do all these things, but you know, there's nothing about these two cards that's sort of keeping them grounded. They're floating away with thought and thinking about doing all these things, and not actually taking the right actions to actually start these new journeys. Very interesting. Yeah, I'm not getting anything else from that. They're just thinking about doing a lot of things, but not actually doing anything. Okay. Um, so that's also coming through as to, you know, their contact with you as well, Sagittarius, that they may have all these grand plans of how they're going to, you know, reestablish this contact with you, but they're not actually doing anything. They got their head in the clouds a little bit, and they're confused about how to go about it. And yeah, I just feel as though they may be not taking action because they're allowing the negative thoughts to overtake the positive thoughts and their desire to start new journeys and things like that. When it comes to the near future with you and this person that you're not in contact with, we do have the grave as well as the tower. Okay, so once again, this is a similar kind of energy, all right, because with the grave there, that is traditionally the coffin energy, and it's where we sort of see death of a situation becoming a new beginning of a situation. So once again, though, I'm getting drawn back to their current energy, where it's like whatever's ended with you, the contract that has ended with you, that they keep telling themselves that they're going to transform this into this brand new energy, but they're not actually moving forward. They're not actually, you know, closing the lid on the past. They're stuck in the past, so to speak. Especially with the tower there, because the tower can talk directly about the past. It can talk about, you know, their sense of, you know, solitude within themselves. So it can sort of talk about someone sort of thinking about things from their own perspective a little bit. You know, it can be a little bit authoritative. I don't know how to say that word, sorry. But it's kind of like they've got a very set, you know, with this head in the clouds vibe, they've got this very set idea of how the journey should go from here, but they're not taking any steps to do anything about it. They're stuck up in their tower just waiting for the prince to come and go, Rapunzel, let down your hair. But they're not letting down their hair, and no one's showing up telling them to do it. It's like they're stuck in this energy of the coffin before the lid's been closed on the past. They're stuck on the ending. They're stuck on the way that the things happened and the way that the end, you know, they're stuck in the past when it comes to this connection, and they're very stuck in how it ended rather than how we can actually take action to move it forward. So I do not feel as though this person will actually be reaching out toward you, Sagittarius. They're kind of a bit stuck at the moment, I feel. You know, time is fluid, energy is fluid, so, you know, that could change at the drop of a hat. You know, but in the near future, they're going to remain stuck and confused. You know, I'm getting that what's that movie, Dazed and Confused. I'm just getting that. All right, but what's the hidden truth here? Sagittarius and the person they are not in contact with. What's the hidden truth here, please? Yeah, I know that I crossed the line with you. So that's replaying through their mind that there was some sort of line that they feel that they crossed with you. You know, even if you're the one that even if they're the one that chose to walk away from this connection, they still know somehow that a line has been crossed, and they don't know how to get back over. All right, and I can't stop thinking about you, Sagittarius. So once again, you know, it's heavy in their thoughts. They're stuck in the clouds about how awesome would it be if, you know, I could take movement towards Sagittarius, but they're not actually doing anything about it. They're allowing it to stay stuck as thinking about you. They're not actually, you know, taking any action. You know, but they are still heavily thinking about the past. It's like they're stuck in the past. They're thinking about you heavily, but it's all past. It's not actual action related as to how do we solve this. They're not thinking about actual solutions. They're just thinking about it. They're thinking about you. Okay, very interesting. All right, so moving over to our Capricorns. How are we today, Capricorn? Just looking today at the person that you are not currently in contact with. Okay, Capricorn and the person you are not currently in contact with. What's going on with this person? Okay, and near future with Capricorn and the person that they are not currently in contact with. Near future. Will this person be reaching out to our Capricorns? Can I just get a clarifier for that second card, please? Can I just clarify that second card, please? Okay, all right. And okay, so this person's energy, Capricorn, we do have the Sun and the Crossroads. Okay, so this person's energy, they are really trying to focus on being happy, trying to be happy, trying to find happiness. It's just kind of like they don't know how to bring happiness into the light for themselves. With this Crossroads here, it's kind of like they don't know how to choose to be happy. They're trying to decide where happiness is for them. I'm getting a lot of they don't really. I'm getting that this is kind of shielded from them. This happiness. They want to be happy, and their energy is there's a lot of happiness so close to them, but they just can't decide on how to get it or how to actually see it. It's very interesting because the sun sometimes can talk about, bringing things to light, things being revealed. What's being revealed is that they need to make some sort of decision, some sort of choice, to follow the right path, but they don't know which path is the right path to happiness. So it's kind of like they're just standing there not making a choice one way or another and wondering why happiness isn't coming along because they're not actually choosing happiness. They're not choosing anything at this point. They're just kind of meandering at this point. I feel they're just kind of, oh, should I go this way? Should I go that way? Should I go this way? Should I go back to Capricorn? Should I go away from Capricorn? Should I go to Capricorn? Should I go? They don't know. Like it's very confused kind of energy. They really don't know which path to take. But they want happiness. It's very clear that they do want happiness and they're in search of happiness and they just don't know which path leads to happiness. And they're trying to work that out and reveal to themselves, how do I feel happiness? How do I get to happiness? So I don't know if they even know what happiness even means to them. I think they're listening to other people too much. I just intuitively, I do feel as though they're listening to other people too much and other people's ideas of happiness and not actually choosing happiness, their path. They're listening to what other people are saying and trying to make their choices based on other people's versions of happiness, not their own. I don't know if they even know what happiness even is for them. They're just feeling very confused. I'm not seeing the confusion card as such, but they're feeling very, very confused. All right. And with the house in that sun card too, it does sort of show us that, that they are aware that happiness is some sort of, stability for them. They're looking for stability in and trying to be happy on a stable sort of level. They just don't know which path to take to get there. So they're probably experiencing a lot of moments of happiness, but because they're seeking happiness in other people's eyes of what happiness is, they're not having a stable sense of happiness. It's kind of coming and going for them, I feel, and they don't know how to choose happiness long term or stable happiness. Very interesting. All right, but pardon me. Okay, Capricorn, when it comes to the near future with this connection and are they going to reach out? I do feel for a lot of you, they may reach out. We do have the garden first and foremost, which talks about meetings. Okay, so there's that definite want to meet up, that definite want to, like I said, I'm getting once again, this is them meeting up with other people and taking other people's advice on board too much. Because there is a note of that. It's a very social sort of card, but I do feel as though when it comes to is this person going to be reaching out, the connection between the two of you, there's a definite possibility that you will be meeting up, whether that be, somewhere public, I feel, maybe just for coffee, meeting up with this person for coffee and trying to actually talk through some of the things that have happened in the past. We do have the past energy here with that mouse, and that does sort of, it does eat away at them and probably you too, I feel, Capricorn. Some stuff that's happened in the past. And it's kind of like, this garden is coming through as that compromise, trying to meet the past and work out, work out from the past how we can stop this eating away at us so much. But, with this person not making a clear decision, it's kind of a bit, they don't know how to reflect on the past in a way to actually meet the past in the middle, or bring the past, resolve the past. But it's definitely looking at it. There's definitely possibility of meeting up with this person to discuss the past, to discuss what's sort of eating away at you both, with this, whatever's happened in the past, there too. But we also do see the ship clarifying that mouse card. All right, so that really does talk about starting new adventures and traveling. It definitely could be one of you traveling to meet up with the other, like physical journey to meet up. It definitely could talk about trying to start a new adventure, start a new journey together, with this person, but needing to, with that mouse card there and that clarifying that, it's showing us that there is a definite need to resolve the past and remove that, and it's coming through in the near future. So in the near future, there still is the need to look at the past, and kind of resolve that past. So it's kind of like journey through the past in order to, have your ships come in full sail and go through to the next port. So I do feel for a lot of you, this is going to be like a closure type thing, like meeting up with this person to gain some sort of clarity or closure. I do feel as though they may need the closure more than you, Capricorn, with them trying to make these decisions about what makes them happy. I do feel that maybe that's why they want to meet up with you, because they're pondering, do I go back to Capricorn? Is that where I find happiness? Do I go back to Capricorn to find that happiness? Or do I need to just get closure from Capricorn to find that happiness in the future on a different path? So I do feel for a lot of you, this is some sort of closure, some sort of meeting up, meeting in the middle to find closure. All right, so you may need that too, Capricorn. But we'll have a look at the hidden truth. Okay, the person that Capricorn is not currently in contact with, the hidden truth of this situation, please. I want you, Capricorn. They still do, like I said, there's a strong pull for them to follow that path of Capricorn. I want you. It's like I said, I'm just getting this strongly that, someone is trying to tell them to walk another path. They're not sure if they want to walk this path that leads to Capricorn, or, they're in, I'm getting confusion AF for that decision. They don't know whether they should make the decision to reach out to you, Capricorn, but they want you and they want to. They want to reach out to you, Capricorn. And maybe this is why, because we will be together again. So I am getting that, they do want to walk that path. They do want to be together with you, even if it is just for a quick closure, kind of a thing. I am so nosy. I also am a Capricorn. Can we just get One more overview for this connection for Capricorn. One more overview for this connection with Capricorn. Will they choose to head toward Capricorn? Will they choose to be together again? Will they choose the want? Will this person choose Capricorn? Will they choose the path to Capricorn? We have the Lady. Okay, so is that you, Capricorn? I obviously am a woman, so in my scenario, it very well may be. You know, like I said, I am a Capricorn as well, but, you know, so if you're a woman watching this, that's the path that will get chosen, the woman. Okay, so I don't normally genderize these cards, but they're going to choose the path of the woman. Okay, so if that's you, Capricorn, they are going to head towards you. All right. For others, this is actually saying they're not going to make it a conscious choice. They're going to end up making an emotional choice, and the choice that they feel that's going to nurture them the most. I still feel like that's you, Capricorn. So I do feel like it's going to come down to them taking an emotional choice, and just, or not even a choice as such. They're just going to, you know, like their emotions are just going to overcome them. This, I want you and we will be together again. I feel like that emotion is just going to overcome them, and they're just going to head towards you without even sort of realizing that they have chosen a path. They're going to choose the emotional choice, which I feel for a lot of you is you, Capricorn. Very interesting. I suppose wait and see, Capricorn. Let me know if that makes sense for your particular situation. You know, obviously you're more than welcome to check your other placements or this person's placements as well and see what comes out there. But for now, we'll move over to our Aquarians. How are we today, Aquarius? Just looking today at the person that you're not currently in contact with. Okay. Aquarius, the person that you're not currently in contact with, Aquarius. What's going on with this person? Okay, and the person, Aquarius, is not currently in contact with. Near future, with the person that Aquarius is not currently in contact with, are they going to reach out to Aquarius? Okay, so Aquarius, we do have this person's energy. We do have the heart and the tower. So they're very focused on themselves at this point. They're taking some time to themselves to focus on their heart space and, you know, and the past as well. So they're kind of focused on looking back at, you know, where they have seen love in their life in the past, where, you know, they're very focused on themselves and their own heart space at this current time. You know, the heart normally is a very giving energy, but it's not in this, with the tower here. It's, you know, it's kind of like, that it's like heart in a box, like locked away from anyone else coming close to it, because, you know, with the tower we do get that representation of, you know, like Rapunzel up in her tower, you know, and no one can sort of get close to her, and that's what I'm kind of feeling this person is. They've kind of got their, you can even see in this particular card, it's like, you know, we've got the heart up behind, you know, under the skeleton there, so it's kind of like locked away and trapped in. They're trapped in their own heart space at the moment, and just sort of, you know, taking time to themselves, and really just looking at their own sense of love, and trying to love themselves, and taking time to themselves. And yeah, I just keep getting solitude over and over again. And when it comes to the near future and will this person reach out, unfortunately I don't feel as though they will. We do have the mouse energy as well as the fox energy. All right, so the mouse energy is all about the past, feeling the loss of this, contact with you. They are feeling the loss of that, but it can be, worries and weaknesses and insecurities about the things that have happened in the past. It eats away at them quite a bit. But with that fox energy, they are just sort of focused on themselves. This fox energy is sort of only, very focused on their self survival and doing whatever they need to do to make sure they can survive. Like I said, they're locked away in their own heart up there, but there is a little message within the fox too, that they are trying to be really clever about things at the moment, but they're just so overwhelmed, I feel, by the past energy that they can only sort of focus on themselves and doing what they need to do in order to survive. You know what I mean? Like, that's why they're locked away in their heart space. They've kind of locked their heart away altogether at this time. Energy is always fluid. Things can change at the drop of a hat. But in the near future, this person is sort of still maintaining this very secular energy where they're sort of only focused on themselves and their own survival. All right, but we'll have a look at the hidden truth here. Okay, Aquarius and the person that they are not currently in contact with. Hidden truth here. Yeah, I know that I crossed the line with you, Aquarius. So they do feel a bit of guilt about some things that have happened in the past. That's probably why it's eating away at them so heavily. I've got two cards, in their energy where they are focused on the past, and the other two cards are talking about how they're focused on themselves. All right, and so they know that they crossed the line with you in some way, shape, or form. They are very focused on, what they feel as though they did wrong in the past. Even if they didn't do anything wrong, they do feel as though they did, or they crossed some unspoken boundary with you, maybe even within themselves. Some of them, it may have been a boundary they crossed within themselves, and that's why they're so self-focused at this time. But we also do see, I am becoming a better person. All right, so once again, they're focused on themselves, focused on their self-growth, focused on trying to become a better person and, evolve from, learn the lesson, I suppose, from whatever's gone on with this situation. All right, so pretty straightforward, Aquarius. That's what we have for you. Obviously, more than welcome to check your other placements. But we'll move over to Pisces. How are we today, Pisces? I'm just looking at the person that you are not currently in contact with. Okay, Pisces. Pisces and the person they are not currently in contact with. What's going on with this person, please? Okay. And Pisces and the person that they are not in contact with. Near future between Pisces and the person they are not in contact with. Will this person reach out to our Pisces? Can I just get a clarifier for that, please? Pisces and the person that they are not currently in contact with. Will this person be reaching out to Pisces? Clarify, please. Okay, so Pisces, this person's energy, it's feeling very distant at the moment. But what we do have here is the ship coming through, as well as the grave, which is the coffin in the traditional decks. All right, so they're kind of traveling through this coffin energy at this time. There may be a big distance. They may be at a distance. Okay, I just want to straight away sort of say that with that ship there definitely could be a physical distance. This person has put themselves away from you physically, I feel. But basically what I'm sort of feeling the most here is that this is like a journey that they're going through at the moment. They're just letting us know that they're currently going through the journey of this grave card, which is like like I said, the coffin in the traditional decks, which does talk about, you know, going through a death and then rebirth of something, going through something, you know, ending something so that something new can be born. And they're kind of going through that at the moment. So whether this is an ending with you or the ending with you and the contact with you, I can't quite, like I said, this person's energy is feeling quite distant. So I feel that for some of you, this is actually not related to you. This is an ending elsewhere in their life, and they're kind of, you know, in the midst of it. Oh, sorry, Pisces. Sometimes when the messages come through oddly, I get such an itchy nose. It's so weird. It's trying to help me clarify the messages, um, but yeah, they're going through something at the moment that's like bringing a lot of sadness, and you know, it's an ending, some sort of ending that they're going through, and they haven't actually closed the lid on that yet. It's like it's a very current energy. This energy, it's like they're in the midst of it. They're still on the journey of going through this coffin energy. But the beautiful thing about the coffin card is that, you know, especially with this deck, you do see the butterfly wings on that dragon there. So this coffin energy really transforms things in someone's life. So whatever this ending that they're going through, whatever this you know, the death of a situation that they're going through, it is actually really going to transform this person's energy, this person. You know, it's a very transformative metamorphosis type energy. It's like they won't even know themselves on the other side of this. And because I am getting the sense that this is a long journey that they're having to take to get through this coffin energy. So this is something big for this person's life. You may or may not know about this, Pisces, but, you know, with that ship card, it's like it's a big journey, and it's a big transformation for this person. It's definitely going to, you know, they're I feel like for majority of these people, they're right in the middle of that. They're still working out how to close that ending off, and close that off. You know, for others of them, they are just sort of starting this transformation. So whatever it is, it's got a lot of self-growth attached to it. A lot of you know, learning is going to be attached to this situation, learning a whole new way to live, learning a whole new side of themselves, transforming themselves heavily. It's a, like I said, but it's a very distant kind of energy. So for one or two of them, they haven't even gone through this yet. They haven't even closed that out properly. Whatever it is, it's something that needs to close, a cycle, or you know, the ending to something. It may not be like person related. It may be like a job that they need to leave, those sorts of things as well. But it's a long journey. It's not going to be a simple wham bam thank you ma'am journey. It's a long journey that this person has sort of embarked on. They've definitely sort of started that journey, but I feel for majority of them, they're only just getting to the point where things are starting to transform, and they're actually starting to close that out properly. And it's still going to be a little while yet before we get through to the other side of that. All right. So, you know, we do have a death and a brand new beginning coming from that ending. But it's going to take a while in this person's energy. This person's going to be in this energy for a while, I feel. Okay. And then when we do see, you know, the near future coming through, we are seeing the Tower, as well as the Clover. Okay, so this is them still stuck on that past ending, still working through that ending. You know, that Tower card, it does talk a bit about the past there. It does talk about, you know, them needing time to themselves to really work through that, that coffin energy, and work through that, and work through that, and work through that. It's going to take a while. Like, majority of the near future is covered by this card here. But then we do also see the Clover, all right, which is very, very interesting, because what I'm getting here is that you know, the clover is a very positive, good fortune type energy. And it is a sort of, sometimes it can be a similar energy to that ship energy where it's like, you know, prosperous journeys, those sorts of things. But I did clarify that message with the wolf card. That's the dog card in the traditional decks. And I know I've drawn this dog card for Pisces quite a lot recently. The dog and the fox seem to keep coming out. You know, but this is actually once again different to in the other readings that we've seen that, because you know the clover does have a sense of taking a chance, taking a risk. You know, so when I've asked if this person's going to be reaching out to you, Pisces, they very well may, you know, take. I feel like it's just going to be that, just that random. I'm just going to, why not? I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to call Pisces and see what happens. But when they call you, or whatever it is, Pisces, I've intuitively said call. So for a lot of you, they may be calling you. I do get a lot of distance. I'm still getting that distance between you guys. So you know, it's definitely not going to be an in-person thing. It's going to be like, you know, online talking, texting, phone calls. Anyway, I feel just intuitively, if this person does reach out, it's going to be from a distance. They may be physically, you know, far away from you and not able to see you in person, but they may take a chance to reach out to you and ask for your support, ask for your guidance, your friendship. I feel, Pisces. So regardless of what your connection with this person was in the past, I do feel as though this ending that they're going through is separate to you altogether, and that you know, they may actually reach out to you and ask for your support, and ask for you to be a friend to them. Even if you've had, you know, a different kind of relationship in the past, they may just be reaching out to ask for, you know, your friendship and your support of them at this time, because it's a hard time for them at the moment, all right, and it's going to take a while. But they may just take a chance and just randomly be like, Pisces, can you help me? Pisces, I just, you know, I have no one else to ask. Or Pisces, I have no one else that would understand or listen to me, or you know, offer me any sort of support when I'm going through this. Can you help me? Is the kind of vibe I'm getting from that, Pisces. So it may just be like a random thing, you know, but the clover is pretty short term. So if they are going to reach out, it will be soon, rather than later. But it's still going to be while they're in the midst of this other thing. So as to any reconciliation, different story altogether. All right, we're looking at a different thing altogether. Right now, we're just looking at them needing your help, I suppose. But what's the hidden truth of this connection for Pisces and the person they are not in contact with? Hidden truth, please. Okay, Pisces, you speak to me through music. So this person has probably been hearing a lot of music that reminds them of you, because, you know, and it's just like everywhere they go, there's a song or something musically that's reminding them, this person, of you. Because we also do have I Can't Stop Thinking About You. Okay, Pisces. So I feel as though you're heavy on this person's mind, and this is probably why they're just going to take that random chance to reach on out, because they can't stop thinking about you. And it's like everywhere they go, they keep hearing a song or songs that remind them of you, and it's kind of like everything in the world at the moment is telling them Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. Very interesting. So if you had a particular song or a particular band that sort of spoke to you and this person's connection in the past, they're probably hearing it everywhere, and they think you're haunting them, Pisces. Very interesting. Which completely possible to haunt people while you're still alive. I have run experiments. It works, guys. side note. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you can think of a particular song or anything like that this person is probably getting haunted by Pisces over there. Very interesting. Obviously, more than welcome to check your other placements, this person's placements, so on and so forth. But thank you all so much for your time. Hopefully, I'll see you all again soon.